Yo guys, what's up? It's Pyrox here. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a game review on this mod that I've been playing, the S.T.A.L.K.E.R Anomoly mod. I think it's at 1.5.1 on version. Just want to go over some things that I personally absolutely love about this mod, and just show you some of the features that this thing gives that the other S.T.A.L.K.E.R games don't give out. Alright, so this is pretty much like the character creation menu. This is how you start up your game. There are different factions to choose from. You have a couple of different factions, and it'll tell you, like for instance up here, this is the Outlaws, Bandits. They tell you which faction is which as you select them. So if you're confused on which one is which, and you're like, what the hell do all these patches mean? You can select them, and it'll tell you a little description of what that faction is about. Then there's also portraits, and I'm pretty sure the portraits are based off of what faction you are. So like I am right now Freedom, so these are all a bunch of Freedom pictures. I'll just choose one. You can name your character. So yeah, you can see a little description, name of character. You can name them whatever you want. There's no, restrictions. This is not an online game. And also the loadouts change per faction you go to. I don't know if you noticed that. Say, for instance, I'm Free Stalkers, they don't have as much as, say, for instance, you're the Mercenaries, and you can just start with a Commando. So yeah, no, the different factions also give you different equipment that you can start with. But I'll be honest with you, when it comes to story mode, I recommend just good old Free Stalkers. Free Stalkers kind of have their choice to do whatever they want. Yeah, see, it says recommended for new players. I could see that. It's just the most neutral of all of the different factions you can choose from. And there's also story mode, which is the standard version of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. It has a bunch of quests and things that you can do. And it's pretty much you just figuring out what happened in the previous S.T.A.L.K.E.R. games. Pretty cool for people who have never played the game before. You'll actually learn some pretty cool stuff by playing that. The Azazel mode is death is not the end. Whenever you die in Azazel mode, you choose, I'm pretty sure you get to choose and take the body of another stalker that exists in the zone. So yeah, it says if you have companions, you will become one of them immediately. So it's pretty much like an Iron Man mode. If you die, it's not completely over. You do get to select another person in the zone, but it won't be you. You died and you will always be dead. Pretty cool. I've never tried that mode, but I might try it soon. The survival mode I have tried. I'll be honest with you, it is insanity. What it does is it just replaces all spawns in the game with just zombies, and it makes it a zombie apocalypse game. Pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing that. It was pretty interesting. But, it's just a little extra mode for people who are looking for it. And this little check mark down here is to allow you to unlock all the different levels. If you don't have accessible mode or zone on, you will not be able to access all the areas whenever you want. So that's something. Of course, they have gameplay difficulties. I typically play on medium. I know a lot of people play on easy because this game is pretty tough. I play on usually medium. And then you also have different progression difficulties. And the progression difficulties just mean like how much loot the enemies have, how quickly your game progresses, and how quickly you can gain money and just get things done in the game. What's Campfire Mode? Oh, makes sense. You can't save unless you're next to a campfire. That sounds horrible, honestly. But for the people trying to do a hardcore, super crazy mode, yeah, they have an Iron Man mode, so if you die, it's just completely over. And you can do like a 3 life thing. You can give yourself a couple 1-ups just in case if you do die. I've never seen this. An additional feature to Iron Man mode is that allows you to see many days without taking an extra life. That's pretty cool. So you can get a life granter thing. I actually really like that. I might try that sometime. And I have played with Agony Mode on. Agony Mode pretty much just means it's hardcore mode. Your bleeding, injury, irradiation, and combat is much more difficult. You die a lot faster, you bleed a lot more out whenever you get hit. So it kind of gives it a little bit of a hardcore aspect to the game. And also you do get to select your locations. Unfortunately, they only have one guaranteed location, which would be of course, the spawn area. So the Rookie Village in Corden. And then you can also do random location where it will just put you anywhere in the zone. Let me think. One last thing I want to talk about on this menu before I'm done with it. The points. So, as you can tell, everything over here has points. This one's 200. This is 450. You can see, you get the gist, right? So, whenever you start your character off, I think your difficulty, or is it your... Yeah, your progression difficulty actually determines how much money you will have and what gear you can start with. So if you start off easy tourist mode, you know, you can go ahead and grab like an MP5, little scope for them, and some food and whatever you need. And you can just start off the game with a little bit better gear than you would have started with. So that's a thing I really enjoy. I love the fact that you can have starting gear. That is super cool. And also there's a randomize button. So you can kind of shuffle her up a little bit, and it will also give you a random name. Honestly, I've been having a lot of fun just hitting random, seeing where it puts me, and then trying to get a cool name. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with the randomized feature, and I really enjoy the randomized feature. But the first thing you'll notice is the graphic change. They actually added a nice texture to the game. The rain textures also are really, they've updated those. They've done a lot of like visual upgrading to the game. Another really cool feature is the PDA system. PDA system has a bunch of cool little bells and whistles you can use it for. Use it for a map. Shows you all the different locations. It shows you how to get to all the different locations with the arrow points. You have a statistics page. It'll tell you how many days you've been in the zone, how many mutants you've killed, people, stalkers, all the different things. Even has a relations chart, so if you are part of any of these groups, it'll tell you who are friends with you and who are enemies with you, or who's also just neutral. There's a lot of neutrals. Pretty cool. You get a contacts list for all your friends, which is really cool. The guide is pretty useful. For instance, if you are looking into something like an artifact that you've seen before and you have no idea what it is, this just keeps up with all the different places you've been. It keeps up with the mutants you've seen, and it just keeps a nice list of all the different things that you can just go back and look. It's like a little achievement list of all the things you found in the game. And there is a radio. You can play their music. I think you can also play your own music through this. That's pretty cool. And there is also the live message feed, which as you can see is just... it just goes to the left of the screen. There's just a constant message board, and none of those are real people. It's all NPCs in the game, but I still think it's a really cool feature. Another feature in this game is the fact that they have multiple traders. There are traders and smiths for your weapons in a ton of different places in this game, so you should never really go without gear. You should be good to go. Also, the inventory has been pretty much the same as the traditional Stalker games. The only thing that I've noticed that's a little bit different is just the amount of gear that they've added to the game. Another really cool system in this game, I think, is pretty unique to this, is the crafting system that they have. In order to fix certain materials, like your guns, your knives, or whatever you need to fix, you need to be able to collect certain materials. And certain materials are collected by disassembling things. You can break certain items down, like I'm doing right now, and use them to create other items. So another big difference in this game, in my opinion, is the night times are much darker than they were. So you get a very, like, immersive nighttime feeling. Just like how this guy, he felt it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What? Bro, there's no way that those guys did not hear that. What are these guys doing? I just like execution style killed those guys. Oh god, radiation. Ah! That actually just scared me. That scared me. I didn't even see or hear that thing. It just popped up. You definitely see what I mean when I say mutants just kind of They get the drop on you. They really do at nighttime. You have to be very careful where you go and what you can see. And there is night vision. I, at the moment, just have a flashlight. You can get night vision, and dude, the difference is so big. And man, I don't know what's going on outside, but there is a firefight between some people right now. The zone is a crazy place. Gotta make sure you're prepared for every single adventure you go on. So there are a couple of other features that I really enjoy. One being the gun being able to rest. So you can just, you know, walk and not have your gun pointing at people. It's pretty nice. Another really cool feature is you have a headlamp and also the night vision I spoke of earlier, so you can get a couple of attachments. And they also, I want to say they have every single gun from all of the 3 previous Stalker games, being Shadow of Chernobyl, Call of Pripyat, and Clear Skies. So I'm pretty sure they have every weapon from all those games in this game. So I've decided to end this firefight. I'm sick of these guys shooting around. Uh-huh. You can't hit me, buddy. Can't hit what you can't see, buddy. I know you're shooting at me. Oh. Drop that guy hard. What's up, dude? There we go. Nice and quiet. No more enemies to deal with. So here's one of the main selling points for this mod pack, in my opinion, is the fact that every area from all the Stalker games is accessible literally right off the bat. It doesn't matter where you spawn, what faction you're in, or where you are. You can go anywhere. You can go to any area you really want to in this game, but the only issue I've kind of come to see is that some areas are incredibly dangerous versus other areas. You know, say for instance you spawn down in the cordon, which is the default spawn area for this mod. A lot of people like to spawn in the cordon just due to the fact that, like, there are tutorials there. I mean, if you don't know how to play the game, you're more than likely going to want to do that. But if you spawn here in Rookie Village and decide, oh, I'm just going to take a walk down this road, and ooh, what's this pathway? And you decide to go to Darkscape. Darkscape is a hellhole. It is a long pathway that goes through dark woodlands and has bloodsuckers, chimeras, all types of nasty enemies. That is an area you do not want to go through unless you are prepared. But it is also right next to the starting areas, so you got to be careful in certain situations in this mod. Got to make sure that you kind of, I don't know, just look up where you're going. Just, you know, don't go to places that look spooky, that are called like the Darkscape or something. Also, another mechanic, as you can see I am suffering from dehydration right now, is the food mechanic. You gotta cook. You gotta eat. And it's kind of hard to eat in the wasteland when the only thing really to eat out there is mutants. So you gotta stock up on good food, like water bottles, cans of tuna. I don't know, you can eat mutant meat, but it will make you sick sometimes. You gotta be careful about certain things you eat. But food and water is very important. And also medicine. You gotta make sure you have anti-radiation medicine. Keep alcohol on you. It helps with, if you're going through a highly irradiated area, it'll help you with that. I don't know, it just kind of gives more purpose to the items they already had in Stalker. Another cool little, like, side questing thing you can do in S.T.A.L.K.E.R Anomoly, which is one of my favorite things to kind of personally grind on the side, is hunting. Just, you know, classic mutant hunting. Ooh, jerry can. But yeah, no, a lot of the time I'll go out for money, and I'll just go hunt mutants. And there's even a hunter that you can bring the parts to, who gives you a lot more money than everyone else does. So you can make a pretty good living off just being a hunter in this game. I'll say the one thing I've noticed playing this game a good bit, there is never a lack of firefights. It doesn't matter if you've been through an area multiple times, things respawn, enemies come back. And also a really cool feature of this game is that the factions actually kind of move around. They don't just stay in the same area all the time. The Monolith guys, everyone does. Freedom, Monolith, Bandits, they all kind of migrate to different areas. Heck, I've even been over here at the first trading post that you usually go to, and bandits will come in here and kill all these people and take over the area. And one of the last things I want to talk about is just how much, like, equipment you can have in this game. There are so many guns, so many weapons, so many armor types, backpacks, and just about everything you can think of to customize your character exactly the way you want to. Which, in my opinion, S.T.A.L.K.E.R didn't have a lot of that. I mean, you could make your character pretty cool by the time the game ended, but what was the point? You know? There's a real point in having good gear in this mod. This mod is much more about survival than the other S.T.A.L.K.E.R games were. But yeah, no, your equipment is very important in this. Keeping it maintained, keeping it clean, making sure your guns don't jam because they're dirty. As you can see, my guns are, the shotgun's getting a little dirty. But I try to keep my weapons in top tier condition, because the last thing you want to do is start shooting at a bunch of bloodsuckers or something, and then all of a sudden your AK jams, and now you're dead. So now I feel like it's just about time I gush and just tell you how much I absolutely love this mod. I have put out hundreds of hours into this mod, and I absolutely love it. I've been through like 4 characters, done different things, and I feel like if you're a person who enjoys apocalyptic style game shooters, horror games, or any type of, like, I don't know, if you just enjoy the aesthetic of S.T.A.L.K.E.R games, I feel like you'll absolutely love this. And if you're a fan of the previous S.T.A.L.K.E.R games, like, why don't you have this already? You should have this downloaded on your computer right now. It's free. Just go get it. I will post a link in the bottom of this video for you to go get it. I recommend this mod 1,000 times over. Oh! See, even that guy recommended it. Got a slob squat with your boys. But yeah, I really enjoy this game. I have a feeling most of y'all will too. I will post a nice little link in the description where you can go get it off moddb.com. It's great. It's absolutely great, and it's free. You do not need to have S.T.A.L.K.E.R. You don't need to even own the S.T.A.L.K.E.R video games to download this mod and play it. It is a free, standalone, all-in-one mod, which is super cool. You don't need CD keys of the previous S.T.A.L.K.E.R games. You don't even need to own them or even have played them before. You just need to download this mod, and it's free to download. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys out in the zone. Hopefully you don't get shot.